Dash, daddy, do, dash, daddy, do.
For this video, my son and I were kayaking the Deep Fork River in OKC. You can see here in the map we started at Arcadia Lake and then ended up going down to one of the cross streets and exiting at a bridge. Here in a second you'll see the bridge we started at back there in the background. Actually had a shirt that was made with the logo. It's obviously since then went through a lot of washes and fell apart, but that's a pretty cool shirt. One of the biggest mistakes I made on this trip is I didn't plan it out and I didn't go look at the river beforehand, because if I had, I would have realized we were going up. So there you get to see my son. We were borrowing that kayak. We've since bought 4 other kayaks, and for this I was in my first kayak, which was a Pelican that you get from Academy. We took that back because there was thinning within the hull, and so I'd say if you're buying any of these mass-produced kayaks, look at them thoroughly before you take them out of the store and see if there's any thin spots in the bottom of it. So the rest of this I'll try to do in one take. Here you can hear we were right next to the highway, or floating under the highway, and I normalized the sound a little bit, but these trucks going by were really loud. And it was kind of under every bridge we went under. It was nice because it was cool. And this was probably about a 100-degree day in Oklahoma City, but once those trucks were going by or anything on the interstates or roads, it was just almost unbearable. So, kind of look around at some of the scenery here. This is a huge storm. You'll see again here. I guess I'll say you'll hear again. The road noise is just incredible. But this was after a storm the night before, so the river was really dirty. A lot of floating trees and debris. But we'll go through, I speed up a lot of these clips so that you're not just sitting here watching us slowly float up the river, not down the river. There's a little fish jumping over along the bank. We ended up not catching any fish, despite fishing most of the way. That's pretty terrible at my camera work at this point too. With my new kayak, I have rails. I can put GoPros on the side of it, and it's a little bit more steady. So hopefully I'll get maybe another video of this. We'll actually go down the river this time, and then do a river at the Illinois River. Do a video at the Illinois River later. So this is one of the sped up ones. I'm just kind of sitting still. This should have been a sign to me, but since we're so close to the lake, the water is kind of pushing us out of the lake down into the river, trying to normalize the river levels. As we went further, probably, I don't know, 2 miles or so upriver, that's when it started to become pretty obvious that we were going upriver. Yeah, with the Pelican fishing kayaks, they definitely weren't made for making videos. There was not a lot I could do here with the camera I had, and just places to put the camera. So you gotta watch my feet for a minute until I reposition here. I did realize this is a river I wouldn't want to be stuck in. Like right now, if I had to get out of here, those are probably 5-foot banks on each side, and once you get further into it, they're completely covered in vegetation, probably at least shoulder high. So I don't know who owns the property. Probably numerous places. I know there's a couple businesses that own property along it, but um, you need to have a plan for, especially for this day. We should have had a better plan, but emergency places to get out if need be. Um, Being out here for numerous hours, we being out there for numerous hours, we uh, got so dehydrated and so exhausted that where we finally got out, it was probably about a, I don't know, 30 degree, 25, 30-degree bank. It wasn't easy to get up with two kayaks and all the fishing gear. I ended up losing my fishing pole because there was a giant metal pipe in the river. I tried to step over and I sliced my leg open. And while doing that, my kayak hit a rock and my fishing pole just slid right off the kayak. So uh, it, because the waters were moving so fast at the time, and I was worried about the kid and worried about losing the kayak, as I just made the decision like we'll lose the fishing pole and save everything else and get off the river. But all in all, it's a fun trip. See here doing a little fishing. It was kind of a constant battle of without having an anchor or a power pole, of trying to stay where I wanted to be. Yep, no fish. It was too hot. They didn't want to bite. It's also me trying to get used to fishing from a kayak, and then there you go. I have a giant tangle, so trying to familiarize myself with using a bait caster from a kayak. It's a little bit different because you're always moving. You don't have that steady bank or um, a more stable bass boat or wherever. There's my son zooming around. I think he got tired of fishing by this point and he just wanted to zoom around and play in the kayak.
You're going backwards. Yeah. So we're back. We're back. We finished eating. I only got about 40 minutes left on the battery, but we'll tape some more as we can. Just the scenery of going at that bird. He's big. Get away. Trying to fish here. Well, there's all kinds of fish all around. You can see him jumping all over. Anyways, moving on. Oh.
Coming up here, we're, I'm pretty sure, coming up on Hefner Road, this bridge that you see right here. This is the second to last one before we, or yeah, before we got out. We ended up going down to Britain Road and getting out there. Like I said, it was a terrible spot to get out. Had I did any kind of pre-planning to this, I would have went out and looked at it and saw that getting a kayak out there would have been terrible. But you'll see as we come up on this bridge, it may not have been any better, but at least it was a little bit calmer water, so probably would have did a little bit better and wouldn't have lost my fishing pole in the process. Um, but the bridges were pretty cool going under those, and tried to sit under this one for a little bit. But again, the current was just taking you either way, uh, either pushing you out or pulling you through. And so sitting there, had we had an anchor or power pole or something, could have sat here and fished for a good while, and it would have been pretty fun. But yeah, not a lot you could do. Even here, the vegetation was pretty tall. Um, a lot of spiders and bugs under the bridge, as usual. But it was a fun trip. I think we just stay here and kind of sit and rest, trying to catch our breath. This last part, say it's another mile to Britain Road, was the river got a lot shallower and moved a lot faster, pushing us back towards Sooner Road. But if you want to try it, I recommend it. Like I said, just go down the river into Arcadia, and then you could probably have somebody park at Arcadia and pick you up from there. Coming up, our next trips, I would like to do something in the Canadian River, maybe do the Illinois River this summer, and then also, or maybe a different part of the Illinois River. We did the same part numerous times, and then also maybe do the Deep Fork River again, especially with new kayaks. Could be fun. My kayak now I could stand up in, so one of the biggest complaints I had in this was I had to sit the whole time and my back was killing me. But look forward to a new year.